Hi, I'm Spencer, and this is Crazy Coincidences. And the coincidences I have for you here today is a top five list. Usually I cover one coincidence of topic, but today I'm going to be covering multiple. So here are the top five crazy coincidences. Number five. It was the early 70s, and Anthony Hopkins was doing research for a movie role. The movie was called The Girl from Kingstown, and he was trying to find the book the movie was based on. Well, he couldn't find it. He looked anywhere and everywhere until one day he was at the London tube station, and he noticed there was an empty seat, and he looked, and it had the book he was looking for. Apparently, someone left it behind, and it had a signature from the author himself. Man, imagine being Anthony Hopkins in this situation. You look everywhere for this book, and then one day you just find it by accident. Number four. In 2014, two planes went down. One got shot down, the other disappeared. And this was crazy because it was the same airline, and the one that disappeared hasn't been found. But that's not the coincidence here. The coincidence is the fact that one guy was going to go on both of these flights, but he bumped the tickets and it ended up to get cheaper ones, and it ended up saving his life. So being a cheapskate actually worked here. But for you parents watching, don't do this with your kids for Christmas, and trust me, I am not biased. Number three. There was a woman named Valerie Giuseppe, and who went on a ship you might know called the Titanic in 1912. At the time, it was called the Miss Unsinkable. Well, that statement was a sure miss, but it sank and she survived. And then 5 years after, she went on another ship called HMS Brigadier, and that sank too in 1916. Then she went on another one afterwards called the RMS, and that one didn't sink, but probably most of you consider her very unlucky, but I'd say she's pretty lucky that she survived all three of those ships. Number two, do you guys know who Edwin Booth is? Ring a bell, right? Well, he was the brother to John Wilkes Booth, and he's the man who assassinated Abraham Lincoln. Well, did you know that he actually saved Abraham Lincoln's son, Robert Lincoln, who was 20 years old at the time. So Robert Lincoln was about to get hit by a train car, but Edward Booth saved him. It's uncertain when this event happened, but it either happened in 1864 or 1865. If it happened in 1865, that would be crazy because that's the year that Lincoln was assassinated. I wonder how the Lincoln family felt about this whole situation. Number one, we all know Edgar Allan Poe, and he's written many stories. Well, this one story, the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket, is about a shipwreck with four crew members, and one of them is named Richard Parker. And after a while, they start getting hungrier and hungrier until they turn to Richard Parker for sustenance. This story came out in 1838. 46 years later, after the story came out, the shipwreck happened in 1884, and one of the men on this aboard, the crew, was Richard Parker, and eventually they decided to turn to him for sustenance, which is wow. Also, Peter Parker, Spider-Man's dad, died in a plane accident, and his name was Richard Parker. So you really don't want to be named Richard Parker when traveling. Well, this was fun, but being serious now, never go traveling, never go outside. Anyway, this top five list has made me think, wow, what a coincidence.